I just saw a video of Kamala Harris speaking, and she looks drunk, she looks incoherent, and holy freaking crap, we dodged a bullet. I mean, Donald Trump literally dodged a bullet for democracy. We know what's best for us. Glad we all participated in bringing a true leader back into the White House. God bless America, guys.
A few moments later.
I'm sorry to my community for voting the way I did. Now I can empathize and sympathize with the Black community. Now that it's here with us too, it's like crap. I honestly legitimately didn't think it was real, but it's real as hell, and it's obviously minority groups that are targeted. So yeah, guys, I just want to say sorry for being ignorant before.
You cannot be brutally this unashamed and ignorant on the media. That should be banned, to be honest, because for a guy to come out and say, oh, I used to think Black people were overly stretching the truth, clearly telling us they were victimizing themselves. Yeah, some of the things they say really never happened to them. Was George Floyd stretching the truth when he begged? And now that we don't have him in this life anymore, what about a brother that got stopped, and got, what necessitated that? What necessitated that treatment from law enforcement, right? There's just so many examples that we could give out here, except if you live in another world. Bahama people, welcome back to the channel. I do hope that from wherever you are watching this from, you are doing all right. And I do hope that God has protected you and preserved you very well. Thank you to everybody that engages and continues to support me on here. Shout out to my members as well that support me through the membership program. We do have a Latino man in here apologizing to the Black community because he finally gets it. Because it is happening to his community, profiling, that's what we are talking about. And he's like, now I understand that definitely Black people were not really overly stretching. But if we look at the trails of his social media, we are made to believe otherwise, that he knew and he had made up his mind not to see the injustices that were happening to Black people until when his community became a target. Now, the man that we are talking about looks like he has his life well put together. Therefore, we completely understand why he's out of touch with reality and not really caring for his own community. But we have to look at the apology and some of the things he said before this apology. We'll come back and talk about it. Of course, it has more reactions from other people. We'll look at them as well, come back and talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video, and let me know what you think.
I just saw a video of Kamala Harris speaking, and she looks drunk, she looks incoherent, and holy freaking crap, we dodged a bullet. I mean, Donald Trump literally dodged a bullet for democracy. We know what's best for us. Glad we all participated in bringing a true leader back into the White House. God bless America, guys.
A few moments later.
I'm sorry to my community for voting the way I did. Now I can empathize and sympathize with the Black community. I've never been able to do that before because I would hear them say things like, oh, we walk down the street and we get profiled and, cops will just suddenly stop and frisk or whatever just because of the color of your skin. And I always thought like, it's a little bit of a stretch. It feels like a little bit of a stretch. That person must be doing something, right? And obviously I've never experienced that before. I've never felt that way before and stuff. And so I always thought like, ignorantly, by the way, on my part, thinking like, I think you guys are, because I'm brown, I've never felt that and stuff like that, I'm also a minority. But now, with us, it wasn't the cops. Cops aren't just randomly go and checking in the past. But now it's our turn, right? Now we feel it. Now we feel like, crap, can I just go down the street? Do I need my paper? It's like, why are you stopping me? I'm a U.S. citizen. We're not doing anything wrong. And now we're being persecuted. And so now I'm thinking like, crap, this is what the Black community meant, and I kind of feel bad. Well, I don't kind of feel. I feel bad because I never really could understand where they were coming from or where you guys were coming from. But I can assure you that now that it's here with us too, it's like crap. I honestly, legitimately didn't think it was real. But it's real as hell. And it's obviously minority groups that are targeted and persecuted pretty much. And it's right now with us because we're brown. You guys have had your turn when, cops are just in bigger cities, urban areas, stopping disproportionately, the Black community and stuff. And I just want to say, like, I guess now I understand. I think moving forward, there's going to be a little bit more unity because we now can see where you guys are coming from. Well, at least I can, And so, yeah, guys, I just want to say sorry for being ignorant before, but I hope this unites all communities, not just minorities, and call out things for what they are, regardless of the race. Vote for this. Number one, imagine that they give you a freshly squeezed lemonade. and then you drink it and you enjoy it. Whatever.
And now, with your brown ego bruised and your crumbled white fantasy, you come crawling back with your watered down lemonade analogy. He is another example that internalized racism is costly. He's only leaving MAGA now because he's just figured out that no matter how hard he betrays his own people, no matter how far he's shoved his tongue up white supremacy's ass, they still rejected him. You pretended like you didn't know racism exists for black people. You pretended racism didn't exist for you or your Latino community either. You truly believed that if you backstabbed your own people hard enough, if you spewed white supremacist talking points hard enough, demonized black and brown people, and played the obedient mouthpiece, you'd win their approval. You didn't just ignore racism, you became a willing tool of it. You helped elect a white supremacist into power, fully aware of what he was. You thought proving your loyalty to whiteness would make you immune. Instead, you might just find yourself in alligator Alcatraz.
I just saw a video of Kamala Harris speaking, and holy freaking crap, we dodged a bullet. I mean,
You are the bullet. Your sick, pathetic obsession with earning white approval from people who openly despise your existence helped push this entire country toward collapse. You didn't just put yourself in danger, you dragged your entire community down with you. You sold out your own community, leaving women, children, and hardworking people to be hunted, brutalized, and criminalized by the very people you beg for acceptance from. You willingly volunteered to be a weapon against your own people. You are the bullet. Selfish Latinos like this will sacrifice everything for white approval and will only change their mind when they don't get that approval. They are not to be trusted because the second a Latino like this is offered a tiny scrap of white acceptance, he will backstab his own community again. He will degrade his own self again for those tiny scraps of white acceptance. There are too many in the Latino community who are still so indoctrinated to still assimilate to whiteness, and he is one of them. A lot of us who vote Democrat, it's not because we are loyal to the party. It's because there are only two viable options. And one is clearly better not only for our community, but all marginalized communities and poor people, including poor white people. But that's probably too deep of a conversation for someone who just discovered racism is real last week.
I'm sorry to my community for voting the way I did. I acknowledged the mistake earlier, but it's different. When you acknowledge something, it's kind of like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. When you say I'm sorry, it's more like, yeah, I fucked up. And I think I fucked up. Obviously, my one vote didn't make the difference, but it contributed. And I don't even know why I was like so bent out on the price of eggs, price of gas and shit. I have a fucking Tesla. I'm blessed enough to not know how much milk or eggs or none of that bullshit cost. I just go and buy it. That dumbass putting the propaganda. Oh, look at all these people. They can't afford homes. Blah, blah, blah. I can go buy another house. Up royally. And so now, yes, at least I'm marching. I'm doing some research, spreading the word. But I truly wish that I was on the right side of history from the get-go. Not for selfish reasons, but because had I been, at least I would not have contributed to all these people that are being hurt in our community. I wouldn't have contributed to fucking U.S. citizens being arrested because God decided to use more melanin when he was creating them. I wouldn't have contributed, and I wish that was the case. But I fucked up, so I'm sorry. But you have my word that moving forward, I'm going to be on the right side of history.
Beating a dead horse at this point because we warned ahead of time. We warned while it was happening, and I'm going to say this again. Project 2025 it definitely mentioned the Latino community, and I know for a fact it was translated into Spanish so that everyone else could read it. And we warned you that this would happen, that they'd start harassing Latinos at a much higher rate. Y'all didn't believe black people because nobody ever thinks that black people are truly experiencing what they're experiencing. They always think that it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Y'all are just overinflating it. Oh, because it didn't happen to this black person, that it doesn't actually happen, when in fact it definitely does. Listen, I don't have to be a black man and know that black men get harassed by the police because I literally witnessed it. But I didn't need to witness it to know that it happens. Because if you've ever hung around with police officers, they'll tell you this the same way that my neighbor and this man I've known my whole life, my whole childhood, told me directly: don't trust cops. Don't hang out with cops. Keep your distance from cops. Keep your hands visible. Don't reach into your pockets. Don't do anything sudden. Just don't trust cops, okay? Don't mouth off to them. Don't trust cops. This man ain't said hardly a couple sentences to me. Said these words to me when I was a kid. I still remember it. Was an officer for like 20-something years, went to retirement, and passed away a few years later. Was my neighbor for so many years. And this is something that happens to rinse and repeat. Like they tell you, don't trust the cops, okay? And so black people know not to trust the cops because of our experiences, but we warn everybody else, and everybody else just shuts us down. Saying, oh, we're just being over dramatic. Oh, if we just didn't do this, then we'd be treated right. But I'm gonna tell you, realistically, none of this shit actually matters. It don't matter. It don't matter. Because realistically, that's how people treat us. That's how they see us. We're threats. We're worthy of being treated with aggression. That's it. That's how they see black people. And so now you're starting to understand it from a different perspective, because it's not about them seeing you as violent criminals. It's that they see you as just in general criminals that don't belong here. and the Asian community who's also realizing that they also don't see you as an American citizen, yeah, it's noted. It's noted. Y'all are the most silent with your own people being carted off. Because y'all don't see it as a problem. But hey, listen, when your friends start getting carted off because, hey, they had an issue with their paperwork and the citizenship, I want you to remember this moment. I want you to remember it. You voted for it. Now, I know less Asians voted for this than Latino, which I'm actually surprised by because I expected more Asians to vote in favor of Trump, considering a lot of the majority of the Asian population here in America come from China, but and a lot of people who came from China, very anti-liberal policy. But even still, a lot of Asians voted in favor of Kamala. I was surprised by that, but it's not like it's a big margin between Latino and Asian communities. Ultimately, everybody's going to suffer because of the decisions y'all made, because y'all got caught up with the okie doke. And so we always tell you, stop listening to that. Listen to what they're actually planning. Because what people say when they're on a rally and what they're actually gearing up to do is often two distinctly different things, especially in Trump's world, because we had the information on Project 2025 ahead of time. We saw who he was nominating, who he was selecting to give him advice, and there was plenty of warning signs ahead of time. Everything was translated into Spanish. I know, and I remember, it was translated into Spanish, and y'all still ignored it. There's nothing that anybody could have said or done to change your all's mind, because you hated liberal policies enough, because you got caught up in the stupid shit that wasn't even that important.
I know that a lot of people are getting on you in the comments and through stitches, but I commend you for making this post. And I believe that there should be many more people who make a post like this. Because while it seems to be astonishing that it would take someone getting hit before, they believe that a hit hurts. If there weren't a lot of people who thought like you, he wouldn't be in office. So I commend you for saying something. I think more people need to say something. And I think now that you guys realize, you need to come up with a game plan. Because it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. So don't let these people get on you for what you said. Being the first is always hard. Always. And being honest about such things is even harder. That's a scary movie in the background. I love scary movies. Good job. Keep it up. Get your crew together.
Because you're whitewashed. That's why you were unable to empathize, sympathize, because you're whitewashed. You don't have to be white to be an agent of white supremacy. You actively voted that ... back into office, and in one of your videos you implied that Madam Vice President was inebriated during the only presidential debate that took place. And now you realize that they have always seen you as less than human too. The same way that they see us. And you may have even seen us as less than human. Have you dismantled your anti-blackness shit? And now here we are. And it wasn't just black folks, especially black women, including Madam Vice President, who said this was going to happen. Your boy said he was going to do all this stuff too. So you denigrated not only the black community, but the people within your own community who did not vote for this. Take your empathy and...
I try my best not to post anything on here for reasons that I don't have to explain to any of you. However, going on the app formerly known as Twitter has once again ruined not my day, possibly my evening. Why is there a non-white but also non-black person talking about how now they can have empathy for the black community because someone else was killed in NYPD's while they were in their, I don't want to say their care, you all know what I mean, while under arrest by the NYPD, a black woman died, and this person said, now I can empathize with the black community and I couldn't before. Crazy. Perhaps we learn how to keep certain things to ourselves. If this person can say that idiot shit, and I'll reference who the person was, because it was someone on here, I think, which explains why, I don't want to come on here. There's so much constant fucking noise and drivel on here that I don't want to see. This will never be Vine for me. And Vine was cool and fun until, they murdered it and they ran out of money, I guess. But I already had that experience once. But hearing this person say that shit, some of you should learn how to shut up. Not every thought needs to go on the internet. But if you say some dumb, now I can finally empathize with the black community, I am going to come on here and just ask, how fuck stupid are you? Because, if you can say that dumb shit unapologetically, I can come on here and ask what the fuck wrong with you. I think that's fair. I'm gonna go now.
Now I can empathize and sympathize with the black community. I've never been able to do that.
No. See, you're not getting away with this one. I want to know why. I want to know why you made the conscious decision to dismiss it, to ignore it, to turn a blind eye? That's what I want to know. See, and I'm asking the question because anytime I hear people say, oh, well, I didn't know it was this bad, they're full of shit. Everyone in this country knows exactly how fucked up this country is when it comes to racism and bigotry, among other things. And you knew it too. So I want to know why you decided, you made the conscious choice to turn a blind eye to it. Because everything else outside of that answer is bullshit.
What caused the change of mind? Yeah, we understand the transformation, but one of the things some of these people don't understand is before the transformation, people have to go back and look at you. And clearly we see that actually the concept of racism and colorism and injustice, these were not new to you, because even from where you come from, you say you were a dark-skinned man and you were called negrito, right? And do you still come on the internet to say that you didn't know anything? Well, also there's a record of him saying stuff about Kamala. So this is not a type of person that didn't know exactly what he was doing. Anti-blackness is deliberate. That is one of the things some of these people need to know, that before they come and appeal to the black community, because black people's feelings and emotions are on their sleeves, they're so quick to forgive and really open their hearts and, you know, everything to people like this and accept them. Yeah, clearly this is because ask yourself, why is he making this video right now? These are the same people that were gaslighting the black community and telling them, you're not doing anything for us, we stood with you during, you know, the George Floyd issue. Clearly you understand that definitely injustices happen in this community, right? Aren't you the same people that said you stood with the black community? Aren't you the same people that say, you know, you hid black people that were running away from America, yeah, during slavery and all of that? So you clearly know, but you deliberately choose not to believe, because that's how I feel. I feel like they deliberately choose not to believe what is said and what is put out there in broad daylight, because most of these injustices are out there. So you cannot tell me that you see these things and say, oh, we thought they were overly stretching the truth. What was it like? What was stretching the truth about George Floyd issue? What was stretching the truth about the lady Sonia Massey that called the enforcement at night? What was stretching the truth about all these incidences that we're looking at, about our people that are getting, about literally the incarcerations, about the profiling? What is that? We are made to believe that because you anyway admitted that, you know, because it was not happening to you. Yeah. But now that it is happening to you, you know. And the truth is, it's not because it is even happening to the poor Latinos, to the Hispanics, the poor Hispanics. It's because it has started happening to literally, you don't know who is going to be stopped. Even you, who is a citizen, yeah, this can happen to you. Now that your people are going to be taken to, you know, Alcatraz, now that they're forced to eat rotten stuff, now that all of this stuff is happening, you know, and admit that, oh, we were wrong all along. Well, good luck to your discovery. Hopefully, your community heals from the trauma that has been caused by nobody else but you. Yeah, but by you people who are legal in this country, but chose to vote against the other people that come from your very group simply because, you know, they don't have the privilege of becoming citizens yet. And some of them are literally being rounded up on their interviews like, yeah. And this man is like, you know, I obtained everything. I came here as an immigrant. I'm a child of immigrants. And I got all that I have through hard work. And something his people are going through, he knows very clearly that he's not a criminal, and neither are his people. There's criminality among literally everyone, right? But it's so crazy that he was meant to believe that indeed his people were the problem. They made you think you were the special one and you were unique, yeah, until when you started producing and overly replacing them. And they're like, hey, no. Isn't it so crazy that now they are being put in their place and they can't take it? because I think they were overly pampered and made to believe that they are actually the good ones, that they are the special ones. Everybody else is not good, right? For me, it makes a lot of sense why a lot of these people have literally been treating black people at workplaces so bad. The documentaries are out there. You can look for them, yeah? They've been treating black people badly, calling them names and literally wanting them to carry the heavy loads, yeah? While they are relaxing and chilling. Being police, actually, they are acting like the police. They're the ones that spy on black people. And we know for sure that a lot of these people do not want to trust or even be friends to black people, except if it is necessary. Now, not all of them. Definitely, there are those people that are, well aware of the systematic injustices that are in America, right? From this community. But for him to come out and say some of the things that he said, I could not believe that I was literally listening to what he was saying, yeah. And he wants grace. Because what is the essence of you making this video? So that black people, soften up. If you have not seen black people doing the work for you, I don't even know. That means you've probably been living under the rock. But grace, I don't know if you're going to get the grace that you want to, but clearly your people are going through it and you never know, it might even happen to you, because I think a lot of them have also started realizing that even nationals are being stripped of their citizenship, and so nobody is safe in this situation. But hey, what should we say? You if around and you find out. Now you agree that indeed black people have really been saying the truth. It's not been stretched, because definitely you're being profiled right now. Yeah. Now you agree that indeed there's imbalances in the system. You said a lot of trash about Kamala. And now you're apologizing not only to the black community, but also to your community, because you effed up so bad. You guys are going to let me know what you think, because clearly he's calling for black and brown people unity after betraying the same people. Betraying black people and betraying his own people because he thought he has a special table on the master's, luncheon. It is what it is. If you thought you're going to get grace here, I think people are looking at you otherwise instead. And clearly, he's been really, really outspoken, saying a lot of things. And I think he's looking for a message that is relevant in a season. And that's what is trending now. That is what is selling. So yeah, he came to give it out. And people are not willing to take it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie. I love all of you. Bye.